What is the best medial delt dumbbell exercise? I set out to answer this question once again with the help of my surface electromyography devices, which measure the activity of my muscles. I chose 9 different dumbbell exercises to compare, most of which are just lateral raise variations. Due to an extremely unfortunate technical issue, we're going to have to compare exercises based on peak amplitude averages as opposed to the percent MVC metric we usually use, which is part of the reason why I'm using the same weight for all these exercises. In this first clip, I'm performing a basic straight standing lateral raise with my arms straight out to the sides. After excluding outliers, we get an average amplitude of 714 microvolts. Now I perform another straight standing lateral raise, but this time with my arms in the scapular plane, or roughly 30 to 45 degrees in front. This results in a surprisingly low 568 MV reading. When I saw this low number, I decided to redo my scapular plane raises by using more of a 30-degree angle versus the 45 I was using prior. This brought back my faith in my results with a 718 MV average. This is an important lesson to make sure you're still doing a lateral raise and not a front raise if you're performing these in the scapular plane. Now I slightly tilt my torso forward and perform coronal plane lateral raises straight out to the sides again. As you can see, this results in a substantial 856 MV average, which is an entire 16% higher than the straight standing alternative. Proving this concept even further, I now replicate the same torso lean, but this time moving my arm in the scapular plane, resulting in an 818 MV reading, once again being 12% higher than the non-leading variation. This time we lean a different direction, laterally onto a bench. I personally think this exercise feels the best out of all of these, but my EMG readings tell us otherwise, with a 710 microvolt average. Next we have the dumbbell Y raise, and full disclosure, I do not do this exercise ever, so my inexperience is likely the explanation for the inconsistent readings. Regardless, this averaged out to a basically equivalent 712 MV average. Now we perform a chest supported lateral raise, which nets us a 684 MV average. And lastly, we get to the only non-lateral raise exercise here, the dumbbell upright row. For this exercise, due to our massively increased leverage, I proportionally increased the weight by about 60%, which proved to not even matter because the data averaged out to 558 MV, which is even lower than the accidental front raises. Here are the final results, and as you can see, the only clear and confident conclusions we can make are 1. Leaning forward in your lateral raises is genuinely worthwhile, and 2. Upright rows are not it, for more reasons than 1. Cables will generally always be the better option over dumbbells, however this data is somewhat indicative of the fact that all these exercises could have a place in your training depending on your goals, preferences, and abilities.